Hey guys, it's Miss Castor. Go ahead and get out your Cornell notes, title them 7.1 Graphing and Writing Equations, and make sure to have your questions over here on the left column that you have for me. Pause the video and make your notes look like mine. Okay, so for this first one we are identifying the slope and the y-intercept and then writing out the equation. So we're first going to start off with the y-intercept. So when we find the y-intercept, we are looking for the point that crosses my y-axis. So the point on the line that crosses this pink line. So when looking for that, I go to my y-axis and I see what point my line crosses. Well, that point right here is 0, 1. That is the point. Now the y value is 1, so that is what my b is. My b equals 1. Now, in order to find the slope, I find the next pretty point that I can possibly find. So for me, the first pretty point that I see is right here. So whenever I find the slope, I do the rise over run. So my rise is up 2, and my run is in a positive direction, 1. So my slope is 2 over 1, which is just 2. So now whenever I go to write the equation, I know that I have y equals mx plus b. So I want it in slope-intercept form, which is this right here. And at this point, all I'm doing is plugging in numbers into this equation. So my y equals m, well my m is 2x, and then my b is a positive 1. So my equation is y equals 2x plus 1. Now we're going to look at a table. So if I'm looking at a table and I'm trying to find my slope and my y-intercept is when x is 0. So just like we did a second ago when we saw when x was 0, we see right here that this is the point 0, 3, and that is where my line is going to cross my x-axis. So the y value in that is 3, so b equals 3. Now to find slope, I'm going to find my change in y over my change in x. So my change in y from 3 to 2 is minus 1, from 2 to 1 is minus 1, and 1 to 0 is minus 1. My change in x from 0 to 1 is plus 1, from 1 to 2, plus 1, 2 to 3, plus 1. So my change of y over change in x is negative 1 over positive 1. Whenever that is reduced, it just becomes negative 1. So again, whenever I'm plugging this into y equals mx plus b, or slope-intercept form, I have y equals negative 1x and then plus 3. Well, rarely are you actually going to see it written as negative 1x. What you will see written more often is y equals negative x plus 3. So you will need to know that this is how you're going to see it written most often, but this is how you can start off writing it, and then you can change it into this second form. When given an equation that you need to graph, you first need to find the slope and the y-intercept. Well, my slope is going to be my coefficient, so that is going to be my 2. And then my y-intercept is going to be my b, which is negative 5. Again, basing that off of slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So now whenever I go to graph this, I want to start with my y-intercept, which is my b, which is negative 5. So I'm going to start at negative 5. And then from there, I know that I have to have a rise and a run. And so at first this looks like it's only a rise. However, this is actually 2 over 1. And this is my rise, which is 2, over my run, which is 1. So I'm going to rise from this point. I'm going to rise 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to run 1. And then I'm going to plot another point. I'm going to do that at least once or twice more. So up 2 over 1. And then I can even do it one more time. Rise 2 and run 1. Now I also want points that are to the left of my y-intercept. So I'm just going to go backwards. Well, what's backwards of rising 2? Well, it would be going down 2. And then what's backwards of running to the right? 1. Well, it would be running backwards to the left 1. And I would plot a point. And then again down 2 to the left 1. So my slope of positive 2 over 1 is also the same as what I just did over here, which was negative 2 as my rise over negative 1 as my run. And I got the same thing. Now I'm going to graph that line, which is going to look about like this. Now I want you to do number 4 on your own. Sketch the graph, make sure that you have the slope, the y-intercept, and plot at least 5 points, one of those being the y-intercept, and have a summary at the end. And I'll see you guys in class.